Hi everyone, we're back again in a new session. Brian and I are going to continue our journey here to build an infinite scrolling component that is agnostic enough that you can integrate with any technology you want, whether you want to call an API, call an in-memory list database, or just call a really a physical database, whatever the technology that you're using is this component. We know that it's going to be very, very useful for anybody that is trying to build an enterprise application that kind of requires that scrolling, infinite scrolling. Even if you're building something as simple as like I'm planning to use this in my open source social media platform Taarafu, which is I want to basically be able to create a timeline. So every time people scroll down, it will go and pull in more posts and all that kind of stuff. I can't wait to show you like taking that particular virtualization model, the bVirtualization, and put it in a real life application, real life social media platform that people can actually use and benefit from. And just like every session, I'm joined today with my friend Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi,
It's nice.
everyone.
It's nice to meet you again. We kind of messed up our my session yesterday. I'm sorry about that. Let's see if we can kind of ramp up today and kind of catch up to, we're gonna do two sessions worth today if we can.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll see how far that one goes. The main thing is that today there are two objectives, right? First of all, we want to do a quick POC, and I want people to see something like that. I want to do a POC where people basically go and say, okay, we're not going to write any unit tests or anything. We're just going to pull this component
mhm.
and we're going to try to kind of integrate it with a hard coded kind of list of things and or
Yep,
iQueryable of things and see how that works. And if that
yep,
one works, we can move on to the next thing where we go and say, oh, yeah, well, if you have that, then maybe we can basically do something as simple as, do the, pull more and scroll more. We're going to do, a little bit of testing in there and see how that one works. So,
okay. Before we start, can we? I just do a little bit of a code rub for what we were doing the
yeah,
other day.
yeah, let's do
Yep,
it. Let's do it. Yep,
yep.
go for it.
So I'll just
Yep, I see your screen.
I just make sure I've got everything up to date on the main.
So Brian and I have the .NET release candidate version 2. We have Visual Studio version 5. We're ready. Always stay up to date. The most beneficial thing about staying up to date is that if you wait and let these versions accumulate, when you need it, you feel like you're gonna need to jump 20 versions ahead in the future, and it's just gonna be a really ugly migration to make. So always stay up to date. That's the point there. Go ahead, Brian. What you got?
Okay, so we need to basically put this in a new branch, I
Yeah,
guess,
let's
to
do
do
it.
it correctly.
Yep, yep,
Look,
yep.
can't install it.
Mhm.
So should we need to update them? The NuGet packages should that be a different pool, or we just do it all in one code rub?
Yeah, you could do two different code rubs for each and every one of those because, this is I like single responsibility kind of thing. If you want to do it this way, I'm okay with that. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you call the branch for a
Oh,
which
this
is
guy. So if this is just library
so
upgrade, I'd say code rub dash library upgrade.
no worries. So just trying to fit in with your product.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yep. So like
Uh,
that, and
no, for the
yeah,
branches, you can stay all lowercase. So
yep,
code
yep,
rub lowercase,
yep. Okay.
and then
Uh,
just library upgrade.
some
Nice.
like that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Happy. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay.
So,
I'm actually surprised Shri didn't catch that one. I have this other engineer that works with me. She already did a little bit of that, and I was like, wow,
mhm.
she's not leaving anything, she's going across all. So that's, it's always great to find passionate engineers everywhere. This is fun.
So this is really the only package we've got.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
mm.
let's do it.
So after you do an upgrade, do you find you have to unload the solution and reload it, or do you do that as a matter of safety?
It, yeah, if you do a rebuild, it should do the trick for you. But if you want to do it that way, that's fine too. In America, they say whatever floats your boat, Brian. You know, that's.
Go the way you know.
Do they say that in Australia? Whatever float.
No, I say it
Okay.
often. I always say people go the way they know, and yeah, so my job is to make sure they know otherwise.
Sounds good. All right.
So I would literally just quickly,
Let's run all the
screen.
tests first to make sure nothing blew up.
I would just quickly do a quick little unload and then
A
reload the
reload.
project. Yeah, it just sort of forces. It's just issues I've seen with Visual Studio in the past. I don't know if it still exists. It's just habit. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
It would be nice if we had like a refresh button that loads and reloads on the project. You know what I mean?
Yes. There
Yes.
probably is one. There's probably a keystroke I don't know about.
Believe me, someone watching this session on YouTube will tell me. You know, there have been situations. I had
Hey,
someone. Go ahead.
here's a
Go ahead.
question for you because I don't
Go ahead.
like it.
Yeah.
It always one of the tests cops an overload for the setup of the tests. And I hate that. I personally hate that because it makes it look like your code's slow. And it's not that.
Mhm.
That particular test didn't take 162 milliseconds.
There gotta be something in our random generation that's taking too long. That's my
Mhm.
best guess.
If I put a comment around that
Mhm.
that whole test, it'll actually move that overhead to another one.
Oh, so it must be the initiation. The
Mhm.
initiation of the test that's the one that's making that.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you knew anything about that and how to prevent that, because I do like to see the actual measurements for the
I
test
only
itself.
start, yeah, I only start freaking out when it passes like 500 milliseconds. I say, well,
Mm-hmm.
half a second. What are you doing half a second? You know how there's dog years and cat years? Half a
Mm-hmm.
second is like the equivalent of a lifetime. So as long as it's under 500, that's basically my SLA. But I don't know what could possibly. So if you comment the test, the next one gets heavy like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's
I'll show you. Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So
Do
that was
skip. Do skip on one of them. Just say skip.
how do you do that?
Oh,
Sorry.
so you see inside that fact tag, that
Uh,
annotation that says fact? Go to any
where?
of these
Sorry.
tests, like the actual
Yeah,
code.
yeah.
So inside the fact tag, just go ahead and open a parentheses and type skip in it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And then type skip and then provide a string that will say why you're skipping. You can't just say skip. You have to say why. Yeah, testing or whatever you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That will be
Uh,
skip. Now this
yeah.
guy
So
in
that.
your test will show up as yellow. It's meant to be annoying so you don't leave a lot of tests that are skipped. There.
And see,
Oh, no, you're not kidding. What is that all about? Huh.
it
Uh,
just
I,
it grinds me a bit because I know it's not the code that's that slow. Yeah, it's just.
it's what happens if you let's try this. Go to the settings. Do you see that gear icon that you had on the test explorer itself?
Mm-hmm.
And then click on that gear icon and then the drop down on the gear icon, not the whole thing. So if you click
Yeah.
this one and you go to the drop down, so there is a part here that says run these tests in parallel.
Ah, yeah.
Select that guy and then let's run again. See what happens. Yikes, not even close.
Mm.
But that one got like a 1 millisecond. Do you see the difference? It was
Mm.
like, was it like 12 or something?
No, which one? This one.
Yeah, the
Uh,
second one from the bottom.
yeah,
That,
yeah. They'll always flicker around a bit. Uh, I always find.
yeah. So this 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 is definitely something either Xcode is doing when it's trying to initiate the test or trying to initialize the test. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you.
Let's hope some expert out there tells us.
Yeah.
That'd be
Hopefully
good to
someone
know.
from
Yeah.
Xcode will tell us what's going on. That's a very good observation. All
All right,
right.
so
So you have a
I should.
code drop. You got it.
Yeah.
So now you get to say code drop all uppercase with a space between code and drop and then colon. So put a space there between code drop code and rub, and then you can basically
No.
no, the space between the E and the R.
Oh,
Right.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you can go now and say upgrade libraries or something. And you probably don't need the space between the colon and the B.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's it. Yep. Push that
All right.
PR and we let merge in. All right. Okay. Let's take a look
Oh,
at that.
you-
I'll switch over to my side. You
no
said
worries.
you said you had two of these, right? There's two
Yeah.
ideas that we. Mhm.
The rest is just a bit of a code. An actual code rub. This is just a package upgrade. Yeah. I
Okay,
want to look
let's
at.
go.
I want to change that Funk program that we did. Funk we did the other day to a actual delegate, which is probably a better way to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all ears. I'm happy to see how that works. This is always fun, right? Okay, so let's go to so bVirtualization, and I see. Oh, you're gonna have to create a pull request, Brian, on your side.
Okay.
So you push the branch, but you still gotta create a pull request on your side.
How do I do that from Visual Studio, or do I have to go to the?
So you see this little link that says create pull request? It's gonna have to take you to the page. Do you see it? Create a pull request. Top right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. And I'm assuming this is
Oh
gonna take you to a web page. It's not really gonna do it
yeah.
for you. It's unfortunate. But yeah.
So tell me how to drive the web page properly, please.
Oh, you just need to click the green button. You just need to say create. That's it.
That's it. No worries.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. I'm taking that on my side now. I'm gonna refresh this page. Here's upgrade libraries. It looks like the build is happy with you. The build is okay with your work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna just merge that in. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's do the second one. What you got on the second one?
No worries. I'll close that window. So I should now go back to main. That's right.
Yep.
Yep. And I should
Pull latest. Yes, sir.
so this is.
Yeah.
So this is just a general code rub. So what do you want me to call it?
Oh, this one. So this one, you can basically say code rub base and then dash base and then dash delegates.
Okay.
Yeah, something that anyone could read and know. Okay, it's a code rub in the base area. You know, stuff
Yep.
like that.
Perfect. So I think the last thing we were working on, I'm just trying to find where we're at. What was the last thing we did? We're actually in
we did the base. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, that's our guy. And we did a funk, and I'm really highly suspicious. I don't
I was
know if
looking
it
at it
would.
too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can copy and paste, or I can type things out in front of you guys. So
Yeah, show people.
actually,
Let's do it.
yeah.
That's okay. If this is our session today to just basically
Yeah.
show people why we're doing what we're doing, that would be perfect. Go ahead, Brian.
So this should really be a delegate, and so let's actually declare the delegate. I'm going to do my lazy way of doing this. I'm going to actually declare the delegate down here.
Okay.
Yep. And so it's a public delegate. And our return type was an iQueryable. That's right.
That's right.
And it's type T.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a data source.
Returning a tuple.
And an int. And a total count. Now, tuples, should they be lowercase or uppercase?
For this tuple, this is uppercase because these are like properties. You're defining something. It's like a model, basically.
So this is really a callback source delegate. Would you call it? That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I might drop that down to a new line.
Okay.
So
is this guy a parameter now, or is it?
It will be. I'm defining a type of parameter.
So it's a type, and I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Nice. Nice.
It wrote it for me. It must have saw what I did before. He cheated. So now this up here becomes a public callback delegate of type T, and we can probably give it the same name, callback source.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to get set on that. And this should be the parameter, and we don't need this anymore. Whoops, put that back up there. Control KD. So what do you think of that? Would that be?
Oh man, if that works, that would be beautiful. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it would.
I'm pretty sure it does, because I use it in another project where I'm doing that.
Oh, that's beautiful, Brian. See, this is me learning from you at this point in time, because I've always used either event, callback, or action. But this
there's not many times you need to call pass in a function that returns a value. You get what I mean? It's usually
I know.
Passing. Yeah.
Yep, I know, but because of the nature, and to be honest with you, I'll tell you this too, you know, like you handing down your function to be executed at a lower level is still something I need to think about in terms of architecture, because if it's very hard to understand, like imagine this, when I try to explain this to someone who just entered the software industry, and I'm telling them, hey, pass this function down to that component and let that component execute that function. It'd be like, why can't we just execute the function, right? So it's a little, I need to simplify it. This is where engineering experience kind of focus comes in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm happy to see. I love simplifying things. You know, one of my favorite things I always did, one of my career-defining moments back when I was young, is I took a senior engineer's 3 pages of code, and I turned it into a paragraph of code.
Yep. And I'll tell you this is beautiful. So what do you think we should do with this callback source delegate? This guy is technically a type on its own. Should we put it in the models area?
Yeah, so I was, yeah. Hey, I'm losing all my, I normally have an option there to push it out into a.
What happened with this new Visual Studio kind of thing?
So that should really be a model, you think?
I think so.
In the models folder, or should we give it its? I
was
wondering if you were going to think it was a model, or should it be part of the like a subfolder within the services? I was just wondering about that.
Oh, within base, that's actually a. You know what? Let's keep it within base for now. Let's keep it within. But wait, you're still gonna have to kind of. No, it doesn't care. No, let's keep it within base. I think that's okay. I think that's a good place. That's not too bad. No. Keep it in that same code. You're fine. You don't need a file or anything. Yeah. You're fine.
No worries. Yeah. Just leave it where it is.
Yeah. Let's just leave it there for now.
No worries.
And I need to think about a good place to place these, but this is totally okay. This is how we define those delegates for the exceptions. Partial class. Remember when we were saying delegate returns iQueryable and all that? Let's just okay. So this is this one piece. This is perfect.
Just wanted to have a quick look at some of the other stuff I had here. Make sure I've missed anything.
You still have to call it, right? I think.
No, it's the same name. Yeah.
Oh, you already just changed the name of the parameter. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically the same signature. It's just defined a bit better as a delegate.
Okay. So let's see here. Okay, if that's the case here, let's see. The next thing for us is to basically, let's do a POC on this, Brian.
Just one other thing. Can we just rename offset to index just for consistency with the other? Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
It's just like a consistency of how we're using the language here.
Yeah. What did we call it in the service level?
A page offset, I think, and yeah. Oops. I think we're good. Is that right? I think I broke the reference in. I shouldn't have. Was there anything talking to it? There's no.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think we extracted it from the
Yeah.
callbacks. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. No worries. Just.
Uh,
Yep. The other thing is in the virtualization service. So I don't know if this wants to be another branch, but it's just a minor code rub.
which
There. I was just wondering, thinking we should have this in front of that. That's all.
Oh, because they're.
Because we're
Oh
sort
yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah.
right. No, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yep, go for it.
Yep.
Yep, yep, yep.
I
Since now
just.
it's getting too long, you can now break it into 2 lines, like one
Yep.
line each for every input parameter, basically.
Okay. Yep.
You can do it this way, and you can. Yep, there you go. So now every line is talking about something. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's good enough. Okay, let's
Yeah,
let's
that's all I
let's
wanted
let's
to do. Yeah.
yeah, let's create that, and let's do you're gonna be the driver today. I'm gonna let you do that one today. We need a POC. We need to come up with a proof of concept that actually proves that this base component actually works, and then we're
We're
gonna
not.
wrap it up in a. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I don't know why I'm running the test because we're not running tests through any of this yet.
Nope.
I thought.
It's just it's just a look.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. And to be honest with you, it's not a bad thing. You know, I always tell people do a lot of people like kind of traumatized from building really legacy broken applications that they say, let me not run any tests just because it might break something somewhere. I don't want to care about it. Or I have to set up 50,000 environment variables before my system runs. I'm trying to make running all the tests kind of, if it takes
Mhm.
less than 1 second. Oh my God, Brian, I've seen applications where the test run takes 25 minutes. It's
Really?
it's it's brutal. It's brutal, man.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
really bad. So, yep.
What name we get? So this is a code rub, was it?
Yeah, this is a
So
code rub. So all uppercase code rub, and then you can basically go and say, add delegates
look,
or replace func with delegate. That would be better.
look,
Yep. Yep.
my dyslexic fingers.
You're fine. Let's create a PR for it. Let's see. Uh, All
So
right.
just.
Yep, yep, yep. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're
I
fine.
hit.
You're okay.
I
You're
hit.
you're an owner on this too. I'm just trying to make sure I'm looking at it. Nothing is missing. So replacing that index with that offset with index, and we're not using it anywhere. That's a little bit concerning. We should probably. What did we say we're gonna do with that index? If you go to the change set, if you scroll up a little bit, Brian, and then click on files changed on the right side, files changed, yeah. And if you scroll down, see you renamed that index, but nothing was using it. Do we
Mm.
still need it at all, actually?
Yeah, I think the original idea was we were using that, and then I sort of pointed out that we're actually using the values out of here. Um,
But even
yeah.
this guy is giving you the data source and the total count, but it's not giving you the actual
Mm-hmm.
start index, right? Hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if this will end up being like a fat arrow through to the server, a value from the service. No, it's not a real parameter. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we need it as a parameter. No.
I don't think we need it as a parameter, and also the callback source. I'm trying to find where we use the callback source at all.
I
Like,
don't think we need the. I don't actually don't think we need the page size as a parameter.
yeah, both the page size and the callback source, both of these. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go back to the code and let's get rid of both of them then. Okay, and then at
We
the bottom.
will need this. I don't think we need these. Is that right?
I thought we gonna, but not anymore, I guess, because the function that we're calling, like,
Yeah.
we're not putting it into use yet. We're not putting that into use yet. So we'll hold off on it until we actually need to, because I know, like I was telling you yesterday, sorry, the day before, I was saying, you know, our code is subject to change as we evolve and learn more. But for
Mhm.
now, these two are not being used. I mean, if you go to the Razor page, are they being passed in any way, shape, or form in this
No, I don't.
virtualization base?
No.
Yeah, I don't think we need it at all. We're not using it, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a part of that code drop. That would be okay. Yeah, let's go. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. We're not really using this yet, but we will be.
Yep. As long as it's attached to something on the base
Yeah.
side, I'm okay with that. As long as it's this way, I'm okay with that.
So in the actual virtualized component, it actually initializes this to 3 and it does it like this.
Oh, really?
Mm.
And in this case, in our case here, it would be 0, right?
Yeah. But I think we should be matching the same default as the component we're wrapping.
Sure. Sure. Let's run with that assumption for now. That's okay
Yeah,
too.
just bear with me on that one because I've seen, especially when the data sets get really large, I've actually seen it has a little bit of an issue unless you have that overscan set to a value.
Yep.
I was using 4,
hmm
and I was wondering whether I should actually make some sort of ping them and tell them that there's a bit of an issue here. And then I went and looked at their source code and they're defaulting it to 3, so I'm pretty sure that'll
Yep.
work. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay, then let's push that. Let's do another commit in here. Yep, and let's call this code drop and just say remove unneeded or unused properties. Okay,
Yep.
sounds good to me.
Whoops. We good? Yeah.
You still need to push it though. This is why I
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
do, yeah, commit and push. Yep, okay. Okay, looking back at it now, let's go back here to this screen. Let's see what we have here. So this is func delegate. You have all your changes. Took off the stuff we don't need. Normally when this green is less than the red, it makes me happy. It's a good sign. It basically tells a sign of, oh, the code now is doing much better for doing less and accomplishing more, basically. Um, okay, yeah. I love this idea, Brian. I learned this from you today. Thank you so much for this whole delegate. Let's see how it works. But anyway, for now, we're gonna merge this. Here you go. Here's your merge. And then let's do a POC. Let's see if let's see if that works. Go for it. Switching back to you.
Okay, so for a POC, we'll need a component, I
Yeah,
guess.
we need a component or a page, just something that we can just test with.
So we go for a rubbish name, or we just go for it. So test
Oh, no,
component.
no, no. Let's go to town. Let's do the thing. Let's do B. What are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it bVirtualization component.
Lowercase.
I don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a good idea. Should we call
Yeah.
it? Should we call it virtualization component with V capital?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that too. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sorry.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. That's it. That's it. Go.
Virtual.
Virtualization.
Yeah. We good? Yeah.
Yep, 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 yep.
And we in component, you think? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. And we probably, before we create this one, actually, it's going to be the only component we have in this system. I think that's okay. Normally, I create a folder with the plural, so it would be bVirtualizations, and then
Yeah.
add, but that's the only, but that's literally your product. That's literally what you're
Yes.
selling. So
Yeah.
let's go for it. Okay, here's our guy.
Yeah.
We made it. This is the crossroads right there. This is where data meets UI.
Okay, so I'll push that out to a code behind. Yep.
Yep.
So this would be at type param T. And we want to call our virtualization base, which
Yep.
then
Well, because it's a POC, should we just kind of call things out, like do the call? I'll let you try. Shutting up now. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, I'm happy to hear what you're saying. So we actually, because that has a default on it, we don't have to worry about it here for this POC. What else do we need? We need callback source. Yeah. What are we going to do there? So a callback source was, as our delegate defined, has to meet this signature. It's not letting me have it using. My menus have changed. I'm upset.
It's not letting you.
Normally it says add using statement, but it's just telling me to do this.
Oh, that's weird. What happened to this thing?
And again.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's your.
What we call this function.
Let's call it data source. Or sorry, let's call it data for now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or get that. It's actually, it should be get data.
Well, if you're gonna build it as a property, right? Are you gonna define this as a property?
No, this is a function that we're going to be passing as is. It's actually a function that we're going to be passing.
Yeah. If it's a function, then retrieve data.
Yeah.
Data.
I'm back to that. And so that'll be index and int quantity, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to throw at the moment just for a second. So this should be able to be wired straight onto this now. What is the issue? It's there now. It's giving me.
So let's see here. So if you go into.
Whoops. Yeah. Here we go. I'm in the wrong part. That's what I did wrong.
Yep. You're in the base. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Having a brain fart.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what we want.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So now we just gotta call the service, and we
so
can.
this here should be a child component in this No, hang on.
Oh, you just put in there whatever you want. Like child component, it doesn't have to be child component. Like it's natively, like by default, you don't have to define a child component base. But if you mean
So
like, go ahead. Go ahead.
should this be public render fragment type T child component?
That's right. Yeah. Now you can throw that guy under the.
Yeah. And then you can probably do a sort of editor required on that as well.
Yeah.
For the viewers that don't know about that one, what that'll do is
It'll make it mandatory thing to pass.
Yeah. I don't know why it's not giving me a squiggly line. When they go to use my component,
when they use this component. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. So if I had done it
on the child component here, that would
we would have saw it complaining, yes, but we're not exposing the child component to the public, so there's no real need to do it.
Yep. Okay, let's reference that child component under that component. I'm assuming. Like under the so you want to pass in that child component with an add sign. Yeah, right here. So that's add child component.
Yeah. And this will be context. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And what? So why do you need to pass the context there though? You don't have to, right? Yeah. Because this child component, it's just a render fragment. You're basically going and saying this is what I want you to render really.
Yep.
In this class. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Let's go back to now we're gonna try it. Do you have like a dummy project that we can try this with?
No, do you want me to attach one here?
Yeah, we can make like a little demo project. And just for the people watching us, this is what we call a POC phase. This is Brian and I just doing something real quick, kind of poking a hole through the system just to see if things work before we go back and destroy this. This is a POC, this particular component, and then kind of test drive every single bit of it. Don't take your POCs to production. That's not a good idea. Brian and I were just talking about this before the session started, and you wouldn't think that we need to tell people that, but we're gonna tell people anyway. Please don't take
client,
Go ahead.
So this client app, what are we going to use it for? We're just doing it. So we're going to have a back end, so we can pass data from the back end for the testing further on down the track. I know at the moment we're just going to mock some data in the client, but in the future we might want a service in the back end.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll leave authentication out of it because it's just going to confuse the issue for now.
Yep.
No, good.
Okay.
Just want to have a quick look in here, see what we got. Yep. Screen. Oh, it throws me because it's so big.
What?
Look at the add a project. I need to add a project reference.
Yep. You could do add project dependencies as well. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep. So, bVirtualization, right?
Yeah. So this is the app. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. I don't think you need client server, by the way. Are you doing client just to test the WASM kind of thing, like client side Blazor, or what?
No, that's what I asked you. Today we only need the client. That's right. But eventually we'll be setting up a mock data source from a demonstrating a data source coming from the server. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's like today we won't be needing that. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we good? Yep.
Yeah, we're good. So let's try the Yeah, to me, it's just a simple Blazor app, and yeah, go into Pages and just call that bVirtualization, and let's see what happens. That's where all the fun happens. Maybe on the index page or something. Yep, yep.
Gee, where'd that come from?
There you are. Yeah. Components. Nice.
Whoops. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
And what do we call it?
bVirtualization component.
Yeah.
Yep. There's our guy.
Yeah.
And we probably need like a dummy. We could use this weather thing. The weather. Yeah. Weather forecast.
Yep.
Yep.
So where's that height? Oh, that's
Probably under data.
It's in the schedule.
Oh, it's not here because of the. Oh, okay. Let's just create a new model anyway. It doesn't matter, like a quick and dirty model. Huh.
No, hang on. Shouldn't it be in the shared project?
Yeah, it is. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Cool.
I'm just using the wrong using.
Yep.
Awesome. See the squiggly line?
Yeah, the squiggly line is because it's asking you for the chat. Nice, Brian. That's what you were talking about. Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
Yep. Let's do it. So what are we gonna pass in? Just a list? Just a normal list?
Yeah, we probably need that code block. Probably push that to behind.
Ooh, I didn't know that existed. So I don't have to create files anymore. It just does it for you?
It's been there for a while. It's been.
How come you didn't tell me about this?
You haven't had me write Razy yet.
Oh, Brian, you're such a great friend, man. You know, I didn't even know that existed. Nice.
I see you do it all the time. I go,
Wait, you can do this better. No, we're too busy working. All right.
Okay. Good. 175 doesn't let me do that. Nice. Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I was just hoping I'd do side by side, but the screen rest is just not. Maybe I could do it below each other. But anyhow, so what we're trying to achieve, I guess we need an queryable weather forecast. Is that right?
Yep. So let's just create a data source, like an iQueryable of a weather forecast list, and we can even initialize it on the fly, like, and we can create a bunch of random weather forecasts.
Yeah. I'll steal that code out of the controller because it does that.
Yeah, that's fine too. Yep.
All right.
You're gonna have to pull the Yep.
Yeah. See, the using is there sometimes, and it's not here.
No, it's there. It's there. If you do no, go back. If you do control period,
yeah,
it's already telling you. Yeah, just click enter.
This one,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a using.
Oh my lord! Why is it doing that? That's so weird. I hope the final release of Visual Studio doesn't do that. I'll tell you that much.
It could have been me. I was fiddling with my code cleanup options last night, so I'm going to have to have a bit of look afterwards.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to actually do this in a constructor.
Yeah, if you do the override, and by the way, you need to put a sitter and a getter on that guy because if you treat it, you're gonna have to allow the accessing to that property, and you want to make it public.
Why?
So because if you're defining this in this component this way, do you want to just keep it private and read
Yeah,
only and
because
only? Hmm.
yeah, we're not going to be using it anywhere else. Is that right?
So normally when you try to test components like these, you expose those so you can verify later that they have the right data in them. But since
Yep.
you're doing it as a POC, I'm okay with that. But ideally, you're gonna have to make it as a property. But anyway, go ahead. I'm with you.
All right. I'm happy.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
neither here not yeah. It's not much, you know.
Yep.
Good. So here's the thing. It's really like normally I'd go with on initialized or on render on first render, but it's really only static data to this test. So we can do it. We can actually create a constructor and just construct it in here. I was
You
reading
think
up
that would
on.
work instead of uninitialized?
Yeah, it does work. I was reading up on this last night, and it is okay to
Let's try
create
it.
a yeah.
Give it a shot. I'm learning. Today is learning day for me. I'm having fun.
Whoops. Okay. What have I done wrong? I'll fix this up in a sec. Summary. Let's go steal that code. So they have a static list of.
Hmm.
Whoops. There. Where have I gone wrong?
So this guy here,
Yeah, yeah, I said.
that's fine. Yep.
Yeah, that was. I'm moving the lines around with the Alt and the arrow keys. People
Yep.
are wondering. Yep.
All right.
So
You don't wanna leverage this randomization thing that yeah, there you go. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Ooh, what have I done?
So now we just have, I think if you
Uh,
get rid of, yep. Okay, that's a good start. And then you just want to say instead of to array, you want to say dot to list dot as queryable or something like that,
uh,
or
uh,
as queryable. Yep, that's your guy. Yep.
yeah. How long's that line? I can't see how long the line is. I used to have a number down here.
Now it's not telling you. Yeah. What on earth? Where did it go? Yep.
It's just yeah.
Oh, it's
Must be
right there.
something.
It's right there. Yep. Okay, so you have this random list from 1 to 5. Do we want to increase the
Yeah,
count? Yep. Okay, let's run it. Let's see what up.
So, yeah.
Oh
Have we
wait, did you
supplied?
pass? Yeah, you still have to
Yeah,
pass
we.
the weather forecast. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. So,
What did we call
whoops.
it? Like a data source.
Yeah. So control dot. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
So you don't have to. Oh, we didn't really pass that. Can you go back
We
to
did.
the?
Yeah, we did expose it. Yeah.
That's kind of important. That's okay. That's why we're doing a POC. Let's fix it in the library. That's okay.
So this is really a parameter, isn't it? Yeah. No. Okay, this is where I'm getting a. In my original POC, this is BV0 where I'm starting to break into generating strings to call the OData API. And you want to interface this to the iQueryable library that you have. So I might need some some direction from you how we're going to achieve that.
Oh, like exposing the retrieve.
Yeah. And
Okay.
where we're going to expose it.
Okay, so for starters, you wanna basically create a parameter and just call it data source for starters.
Yeah.
So that's our T.
Yeah.
Yep, and then let's make this a parameter and okay.
Yep, and it's one of these ones. Yep, it's required. Yep.
Okay, so that's one. Also, at some point in time, we need to inject our service or call our service rather. You know, but we'll hold off on that for a second. What we want to do is basically go and say just return that tuple for now. So we're going to give it the data source and the total count. And ideally, the service that we built is going to do that work for us. But for now, let's just return these values. You know, if that's what's needed.
I'm a bit lost. Hang on. So,
Oh, did we not require a data source also on the base component?
I hadn't saved it.
If you type data source, what's it say? Interesting. Because the retrieve data is the one that's supposed to give you that data source, basically. There is no data source because retrieve data will give you that, right? So let's go back to the retrieve data and let's just hand back the data source and the count for now. So if you go into this guy, the bVirtualization component.razor.
Yep, that's where I am. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yep,
this one.
that guy. Let's go here and say basically here is retrieve data. I'm gonna return the data source in a tuple and the total count, which is data source.count basically, just for now.
Yep. Oh yeah, probably the same name, so I get it.
Yep, yep.
Oops. Sorry. So where are we getting that from?
The count?
Total count.
We're just gonna say data source.count for now, but we're gonna let our service kind of handle that later.
Yep. Let's say one of them.
Okay. Okay. Now, this retrieve data here is passing in parameters that we're not yet using. Do you see the parameters that you have? You have index, index and quantity, right?
So, yeah, so should we be doing a take skip on this?
Sure. That's what the service is going to be doing, basically. Let's do that.
Yeah. So this actually takes both parameters now, I believe.
Does it?
Or is it skip?
No, you have to do skip and then take. Yep.
No, you sure?
Yeah.
I thought I saw one of them now takes both.
Oh, I'd love for it. No, that's the one that you and I built. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So skip take is my preferred. Skip. So we're going to skip to the index, and now, oops. Dot take the quantity. Yeah. You good with that? Or do you want me to
Yeah,
cast
that
that?
sounds no, that sounds good enough.
Or you want me to pull that out and into a variable?
No, you're good. You're good because this is just a POC. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It's like literally, we're just trying to see if that works.
Yep.
Okay, so now that we have data source that is being passed, you probably want to build everything. So your page is gonna basically know what to pick up, because now you have to kind of rebuild your library sort of way.
Yep. And we called it data source, didn't we? No, we called it weather forecasts.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Let me have a look at this. Just check it here still. Oops. I took the headers stupidly.
Mm-hmm. So does this virtualization know how to kind of replicate? Nice.
And just change that back to div. It's actually I'm having a bit of an issue. It's breaking any tables or anything you create with it because it's inserting divs of its own to for the sizing. And I've only noticed that as a new thing.
Yeah. So now what? You need that forecast as a context, and now this guy is saying what? Is saying you didn't pass me expects value for the parameter child component. We did though. Do we need to just rebuild or something?
Might need to.
Okay, he's got 4 errors. I don't think it knows what the forecast is. Does not exist in the current context. See? Why it doesn't know about your forecast?
Can. This is what I sometimes have to do when you're creating libraries.
You have to clear up some directories.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
There we go. So I'm gonna just close Visual Studio for now.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Yep. And we got these folders. So I'll go into cd b. I should have just done it with the Explorer. Bin slashes. Oh my god. Is it /q/s, is it? Yeah.
Yep.
CD.
Are you trying to kind of?
We should do it for the client app as well.
Okay.
I just yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's this QS? What does it mean?
So it's Q is it's quiet mode, and the S is subdirectories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like clear out of quiet mode.
Yes, it's recursive. It takes out all the subdirectories, and the queue is the quiet mode, so it doesn't prompt me for all the subdirectories.
Nice, nice, beautiful. Okay, let's see.
Yes, I've been DOSing for a long time.
I couldn't tell at all. What? You use command line instead of buttons? All right.
Let's see if it behaves a bit better.
It might not be the directory, but we'll see. Maybe you're right.
No, it hasn't got green yet. Just give it
Yeah, it didn't go green yet, so it's still thinking.
Yep.
Do we have to build again, or?
It should. You may. I normally wait until this all settles. See, it's pulling in the assets and stuff now. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Here comes the magic. Yeah, there it
And
is.
again, and straight away, it didn't fix it. What did we do wrong?
So this context piece, you're not wrong. I think this context piece, if you hover over forecast, what does it say the type is? Like if you hover over forecast, the variable that you passed in, it says the name forecast doesn't exist in the current context. So that
So I'm
means
wondering
it's
if I.
uh,
What if I just. It is just the
you could
context.
just say context, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could rename that later if we want to. But does that really make it happy? No, it doesn't. So something about uh-huh.
Context doesn't exist in the current context.
Yeah. So what does that mean? It means that this component itself needs a little when I build the pretty Blazor component, it didn't give me a hard time about the context at all. So I wonder if something has changed. Just out of curiosity, can you remove the mandatory for child component piece that you have on the bVirtualization component? So remove this
Yeah.
edit required just for now,
Yeah.
because it's making a noise. Let's see if it works for us.
I just
Yeah. Okay. So if we go back to the actual POC here. Okay. Now we can see things a little bit clearer, a little bit. So now if you do a tap after data source and start typing context, does it not autocomplete for the component that you're building? So after weather forecast, take a new line and just start typing context. So it has context, it's right there, right? And context is of type string.
Where? How?
Ha! Why is it of type string? It should be of type, right? Or a list of types, something like that. Oh no, it should be of type. So if you do,
Oh, I know what it is. Oh no, it's
is it
not. I
T
was thinking.
item?
No, I was thinking that, but no, it's not.
It's not. So this is T, and you said weather forecast.
See, here we're wrapping the T item because that's what virtualize uses, but we use T.
Did we actually, like, if you go to the bVirtualization component, did we actually say, um, yeah, we said T, right? Should we say T item just for funsies and see what happens? So that makes. Oh, wait. Didn't you say the virtualization base requires T item as an input for the type?
Yeah. Where?
Oh no, that's the native. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, that shouldn't be a problem at all. That shouldn't be
No,
a problem at all.
it's just a name.
So why it doesn't recognize what we're doing? That's a great question. Um, Callback T get item. If you go back to the actual client that you have, this guy basically is just not recognizing context the proper way it should be. What? They succeeded. This thing is tripping, Brian.
Mm-hmm. No, it's wrong.
Okay, context doesn't exist, and it doesn't know what to do with it. Interesting. What if you just hard code in there, like open up a tag and say child content, just in there? No. I mean like a tag.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're forcing.
Yeah, you're going to feed it through. Yeah. Oh, did I spell? Oh.
Oh, that's why. It's good.
Me
We figured it out. That's okay.
and my
Child
spelling.
comp. And I'm also a bad pair. I should have caught that one. I must have been distracted. Yep. So let's do it. Let's see. I think that'll fix it. I have a
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah, I've done this before. Don't worry.
Yeah, I have a. Okay, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should do the trick for sure.
Yes. So where's my next page? Oh, what do you know?
Magic.
So
Now you can call it forecast. Wow, Brian,
but
that's a trip. Trip with magic.
sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. Sounds like everything is dancing now. Okay.
So we still got. We just might do a build. See what we're looking at.
Yeah, let's build everything. Okay, 2 errors. Where do you have 2 errors? Maybe a rebuild will do the trick. Okay, what is that? That's the server. You haven't even touched the server, right?
No. Hang on.
Okay, so these ones that say could not be found and all that are basically complaining about the original error that happened somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
There, the name child component. Do you see it? The name child component does not exist. Do you know why is that? Because in the library, you're still seeing child component on the markup. So go back to bVirtualization component.razor.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yep, this guy here. See, you're still saying child.
Yep.
I thought it would rename everything for you. Let's try that again. Let's rebuild the world again.
I've done that 2 or 3 times now, and it's just because I do this child component instead of child content. It just I see it. I don't see it. I don't see it as an error.
You say it and you type component.
Yeah.
That's okay, man. Okay, let's test it. Let's run the thing. You want to probably mark this project as startup project or something. Yeah, you know your stuff. I have to tell you nothing. You just know.
Where is it? But there it is.
Yeah.
On my super huge menus.
because you have the screen. Yeah, thank you for doing that, by the way. That's pretty cool.
Hey, I do like this in Windows 11. It's the ability to click on here and hover over it.
This on a larger screen, this is magic. This helps a lot. Okay, let's see what happens. Here we go.
Yeah.
Moment of truth. Moment of truth.
Boom. What do we got?
Ah. And you probably, if you do F12, yeah, I should probably tell you what the dealio is. This guy is saying object of type bVirtualization views base, virtualization base, blah blah, does not have a property matching the name child content. Do we have child component down there too? Is that what it is? Okay, let's see. That's on the base now.
Hey, you did that one. No?
Yep, that was me. Yep. Oh my God, Brian, what are we gonna do, man? It's a tough sale. Okay, let's just make sure we're referencing it properly in the markup as well. We got a
Yep.
lot of code drops to do. Okay, all right. I'd stop.
So,
I usually just stop
yeah,
and start over.
yeah.
Okay. Can we get a running POC? Let's see.
That 45 looks a bit large in there.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. We'll put this as a POC branch and see what. Oh, look at that. So this here, I know this looks like a bad thing. It's actually a perfect thing because
Mhm.
this is just saying that what's being passed in is a render fragment, is a list of all of these. What we want to do is that be able to kind of extract that information out. And I wonder what the value of the context is at the time of rendering. That's what would basically give us the answer. So yeah, in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
So,
index razor. Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. This is where I think where I was right when you told me not to put the yeah. I think we need to pass the value into the actual render fragment.
The actual value, let's see.
It's
What are you looking for? The index or the
no, so
uh,
I'm not sure if it's here or I think it's here, the previous one.
this guy here is rendering good. It's just that it didn't know how
I,
to.
yeah, I think we only have to do this. I really do. And
Let's
this is
try
why
it.
this didn't. This is why this didn't work when I tried it the first time. Remember? It's
Let's
because
try
we
it.
had the wrong name.
Let's try it. Let's give it a shot. Let's see. I have never
Uh,
done it this way before, but you know, it looks like it's saying okay. Let's try it.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll see numbers. So, yeah.
Listen, man, you're the boss. Let's see. I'm okay with that. I'm learning too. Huh.
Nope. Made a liar out of me. Why?
Maybe because the base component also requires you to pass in that context. I don't think that's the problem, really. I think the real problem here is that it doesn't know. Okay, it recognize this as a render fragment. That's good.
So a render fragment is a delegate.
Hmm.
Yeah, and in this case, the delegate takes a context. Yeah, and so it has a parameter.
Yep.
That's what I was trying to do. So
I'll tell you this, because we're at an hour now.
yeah, yeah.
Let's save this branch for POC and let's
Mhm.
continue this journey tomorrow. We got it to a point where it's actually rendering data that we're passing in. I think we're that close. We're that
Yep.
close.
So, what do you want to call this?
On this one, I would say POC, just
Yeah,
POC, because it will never merge in anyway.
yeah,
POC and then just say, you know, rendering data or something like that. That would work.
render tests. Yeah,
Yeah,
happy with that.
perfect.
Now,
All
do you want me to
right.
push that? Do you want me to push that so you can,
Yeah, sure.
or just leave it here local?
Either way, I think pushing it so people who are watching us kind of play
Mm-hmm.
around. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna pop up and say, "Hey guys, you just forgot this thing," you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, this was fun. We kind of got into a point where it's actually working end to end. You know, let's
Mhm.
try tomorrow and see if we can make it actually render the data. And I'm pretty sure, you know, I wonder if it's going to be able to kind of render them in blocks, or do we need kind of a BR or kind of break line kind of thing. We'll see how that works. I hope
Mhm.
it's smart enough to do the rendering for us. But other than that, as usual, Brian, thank you so very much. You know, you did a lot of stuff today. I kind of said, hey, I did all the easy stuff. You do it.
Uh, you made me feel bad at how fast you type and how well you explain things while you're typing. I thought I'd have a go and confuse the users.
Listen, man, that's okay too. Hey, Brian, as usual, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for, following up with us, and tomorrow we'll push harder on this. I think we're like 2 or 3 sessions away from wrapping it up,
Yeah,
really, but
yeah.
we'll
This is
see how.
looking very close. This is
Yep.
looking very close to what I was fiddling with just before it started working. So, yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. We're getting there. The difference here, it's like I said, just so you guys understand, Brian already had the idea working. We're just productizing it. We're just, kind of polishing it up a little bit. And he was generous enough to kind of invite me into this amazing project. It's amazing work, actually. Just I'm learning, as we're going. There's a lot of things that I learned today from Brian. Stuff like, passing in a delegate. I never passed the delegate before. It's either event, callback, or action. But also this whole child content with a context passed inside of it. That's pretty awesome. That's really sweet. I've also never done this before, and believe it or not, I built full end-to-end enterprise applications. But when you're holding a hammer in your hand, everything looks like a nail, right? So
Mhm.
you're saying, okay, here's what I think is the limitations. And the thing about programming is you'll figure it out a way to work around things to make them work. But there's always a better way and a better way. This gentleman here from thousands of miles away, just through the ether, just telling me, hey, you can do it much, much better. Thank you so much, Brian, as usual. This has been a pleasure. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow in another session. Have a good day.
Thank you.